Hi everyone, game 14 was played today between Ding and Nepo. It was very long and interesting game. It lasted for 6.5 hours, and let's jump quickly into the game. Ding was white, he started with d4, Jan responded to knight to f6, c4, e6, knight c3. Again we have so-called Nimzo Indian defense. Nepomniatchi plays bishop to b4, e3, castle, and now already very interesting move by Ding. Bishop to d2, quite offbeat opening or offbeat move. Bishop, d5, and here a3, and after bishop to e7, Ding responded with knight to f3, and now c5. Also b6 here is possible, and this was actually game Ding versus Pragnananda, but Jan opted for playing c5. d5, bishop takes c5, and queen to c2 was played, and now Jan took on c4. Here also possible is to play knight c6, rook d1, queen to e7, but Jan opted for taking the pawn on c4, bishop takes c4, and now very good move by Jan, knight b to d7. And here Ding played move rook to d1, aiming towards the queen. Bishop to e7, this was slight inaccuracy, better was to play b6, and after knight e4, bishop to b7 is better for black. But Jan went back with bishop to e7, and now very interesting move by Ding, knight to g5, trying to checkmate and win like this, become world champion like this. Here better move was probably to play e4, and after queen c7, maybe knight here, and after this we can play castle, but this is quite hard to find in the real game. So let's see what happened. h6, and now this is the point of knight to g5. We don't return back the knight, but we play h4, and of course if black takes, then this is huge trouble for black. This would be a checkmate. But after h4, Jan found a really nice move, queen to c7, and Ding admitted in press conference that after this move he was really concerned, and he spent like 20 minutes for his next move. Bishop to e2, he has to retreat, admitting that this plan maybe wasn't that good. Rook to d8, rook c1, knight f5, and that was the point of rook to d8. So now knight can go to f8 and threatening to take here, because now on h7 there's no mate. Knight g to e4 was played, takes. Also possible was to capture with the queen, but Ding opted for taking with the knight. Now we swap a queens, and bishop to d7 was played. And now here Ding made slight inaccuracy again. Here in this position better would be to play rook to c7, and after rook a to b8, knight c5, rook b to c8, and now we can exchange the rooks, but he opted for very extravagant, very interesting move, bishop to b4. And now we take the bishop, a b4, bishop to c6, and knight to c5 was played in this position. Another not so good move, better would be just to play bishop to f3, knight g6, knight to d2, knight e5, takes, and b5. But he opted for this and actually sacrificing this pawn on g2. Rook to g1 was played, bishop to d5, again return to d5. Here better was to return the bishop to c6, but anyway he went to b5, e4, bishop c6, b5, bishop to e8. Now we take a pawn, rook d4. Now we attack this pawn. So white has to defend this pawn by rook to c4. And now very nice move. Black goes back to d7. Knight c5, rook to c7. Of course, white cannot move here because rook can be taken like this, and this is quite nasty because, yeah, sorry, I think that would be better move, but still this position is quite hopeless for black. So he played rook to c7, rook to c3. Now doubling the rooks, of course, on c file, so already black is a little bit better. Before we protect the knight, knight to d7, and here Ding made a quite big mistake. He played rook c to g3, which could cost him a world championship title. Here better was just to play very unusual king to d2, and after takes, rook takes c5, rook g to c1, takes, rook, let's say, okay, not rook to b8, let's say if it takes, and now this position actually is a draw, because the king is quite active. If black tries to go here, now we can play e5 and, let's say, kind of get in this position, and yes, white would have strong king on c5, and black king actually is not good enough. Although black has a pawn up, this is still a draw. But Ding went here, and now Jan was too rash and a little bit impatient, and he first took the knight on c5. Better would be just to play g6 here, and after knight takes d7, rook d7, bishop d3, and rook d4. And actually, white rooks here are quite miserable, and black is winning. But he took on c5, bc5, rook c5, now check on g7, king f8, bishop to d3, rook to d8, and now a blunder by Ding. He played king to e2, and this is big mistake. Better would be just play king to d2, and after we take, we have this rook g8, king e7, takes, and bishop takes, rook b5, and this would actually be a draw. So after king to e2, Jan found it really fast, this rook to c3, and I watched the live stream, and Ding was quite red in the face and very nervous. He thought that he's losing, but still he kept fighting on. Rook to g8 was played, king e7, rook 1 to g3, and here Jan again played too quickly and actually blundered with e5. This and gave his advantage away. In this position, better would be just to play rook to b3, rook h8, and rook d4. And now we cannot take this pawn because rook d takes d3, rook d3, and bishop to b5. And there's huge pin, and black is winning actually in this position. So, but after e5, Ding found a really beautiful move, rook to h8, rook d6. So a rook has to guard that pawn, but now comes a beautiful move, b6. And what's the point of this move? Let's see. Rook takes b6 was played, but now we have this rook sacrifice on e8, king takes e8, bishop b5, and now we will win this rook. Discover check, rook takes b5, rook to c3, king to d7, rook to f3. Now black has to go here to defend this f7 pawn, king to e7, but now we go back with the rook So this maneuver was very strong. Very strong for Ding. Although position is kind of a draw, it's still quite tricky for a white and he can still lose. But Ding defended really beautifully. First check on c7, king f6, rook c6, king g7, rook a6, rook b2 check, king f3, rook a2, king to g3. Now we have very interesting endgame, and black here played move h5. I was watching Nakamura's recap of this game, and he said that this h5 move wasn't the best for black, that he should not play this and try to go with king, let's say not in this position, but with king to h5 and try to gobble that pawn on h4. And also, if white plays h5, then that's not good move for white. So h5 was played, rook to a8, rook a1, king g2, a4, rook a5, f6, king f3, a3, rook to a6, king f7, king to e3, king e8, king to e2, white is just waiting, king e7, king f3, rook a2, king e3, rook a1, king e2, king f7, king f3, rook a2, king e3, king e7, king f3. Yes, lots of moves. But now black goes here to d7 and he will try to harass this rook on a file. Now we take the f6 pawn, rook b2, rook a6, and rook to b3. King to g2, king c7, and now very good move. Actually, the only move that draws is f4. Excellently found in such huge pressure by Ding. I think he only had like 5 or 10 minutes on his clock after this move. And now the point is when we take, now this e pawn advances. King b7, rook a4, king c6, rook a6, king b5, rook a7, king b6, rook a8, king c5, rook a6, king b5, rook a7, king b6, rook a8, king c6, rook a6 check, king d7, king f2, king e7, king g2, rook e3, king f2. Black is unable to make progress in this position, as you can see. Rook g3, king f1, rook c3, king f2, king g2. What was that? Yeah, king g2 here, king d7, king f2, king c7, e6. Now this pawn advances, king d8, rook a7. Now black king is cut on the 8th rank or 7th rank, king a2, king g2, a rook takes, and now we take, and this is actually a clear draw now. King f2, rook g4, rook a5, rook h4, king f3, king e7, rook f5, king e6, takes, and after this move, draw was agreed. Yes, as you can see, match doesn't disappoint. Tomorrow we have tie breaks, so it will be very exciting match, which is already is, but tomorrow, yeah, that's the peak of excitement probably. So guys, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.